businesses. The second topic of discussion today is businesses during the COVID time. So we are in the time which we have, as we started, we have never seen before. It's like 200 plus countries are impacted, 3 billion people, around 2 to 3% contraction of the global GDP, global unemployment. Yesterday only I was listening, there's a 30 million people who got unemployed in US. And we all know the chaos that is being caused by the workers in Mumbai and UP. Around 2,500 plus government pronouncement to manage the crisis. Significant decline predicted for the global trade in 2021. And this is sort of, as IMF chief, she is saying that this is the worst economic fallout since the Great Depression. And the COVID pandemic and the subsequent lockdown has dealt a severe blow to an already stressed global economy. The suddenness of spread and severity of pandemic across the, can you please unmute yourself, mute yourself. Hemal, you'll have to mute yourself, please. Yeah. So the suddenness, what we were talking that this pandemic had been so sudden and severe that globally the economies are pushed downwards to unforeseen level. This is unforeseen event, and the way the economies are impacted is and we all know that the GDP growth is shall be, and as given by the RBI very recently, it's going to be in negative now in India, which was one of the fast growing economy. So, and if you see, there are different sectors are impacted differently. However, we can sit, there are three things we can do. We can sit on it with the businesses that are impacted, or we can move on. And we have to basically deal with this crisis. The businesses have to deal with this crisis into three phases. One is the present what needs to be done, and one is presently what needs to be done. Second is immediate next what needs to be done. So now that this crisis needs to be dealt in three stages. One is now, next, and the future. Now, next, and future. So with these slides that are coming, I'm going to share our perspective, like how one can deal with the crisis and how your businesses can be, you can help your businesses, and the businesses can be helped, because one is sitting on it and other is being proactive. At least we should be doing what can be done. Not every sector is impacted same. There are sectors who are impacted little less, and there are sectors which are impacted very severely. For example, travel and tourism, trading and logistics, automotive, construction and real estate are some of the sectors which are absolutely in negatives, and they are sort of very, very badly impacted. There are certain sectors which are not as severely impacted the other sector, the above sectors which I mentioned. There are sectors like financial services, retail, education, healthcare. They are not impacted that much severely, but they are impacted. And there are sectors which are, we can say that they are impacted maybe positively. These sectors may be IT services, essential, FMCG, pharmaceutical, online businesses. They are impacted. Some are not impacted, and some are really impacted very, very positively as well. So different type of impact that it is having, the present crisis is having on the businesses. It will depend the how these businesses are going to react will also depend on how the recovery will happen. Now there can be three type of recoveries that we can see here. The recovery can be V-shaped, the recovery can be seesaw, or the recovery can be L-shaped. So when it is, let us briefly understand what are these recoveries that we are seeing. A V-shaped recovery is that the economy will go down, steeply down, but it will recover very fast. However, it depends on two, three things. It depends on the vaccine, how early it is developed. It depends on the government stimulus, how the government has come up with a stimulus package, but how effectively it is implemented, how effectively it is used by the industry, and how, and in any case, India's stimulus package, if you see, it is one of the lowest in the developing countries. It is, if we, in comparison with the other countries, it is not that much, and it is, we are still struggling to understand how the industry can actually make use of it. So it can be V-shaped depending on how quickly and how effectively the vaccine is developed,
बोलते हैं
or
ना
it can
ये
be
है तो
how the various countries, and in India in particular is reacting to the stimulus package. The recovery can also be the seesaw based. We also call it W, that it will recover, then it will go down, it will recover, it will go down, and it is sort of a deeper and pervasive recession, followed by slower recovery and likely deflation. So it is, and then it may have, it is also characterized by proactive weak demand and global value chain disruptions, higher capital outflows, and currency depreciation. So you can you see? I'm sorry, I don't have a slide here to show you. I could share with you. Uh, so so it is like a seesaw recovery, a W shape. It is recovery with ups and downs. So this can also be one of the method of the recovery, or the recovery can be the most in the most pessimistic scenario. The recovery can be L shaped. The recovery can be L shaped. जहाँ पे क्या है, there it will be, maybe if this lockdown continues in India, there's a prolonged mobility restrictions reinforced due to lack of effective treatments, or increased fiscal and inflationary measure due to even stimulus programs, flight of capital, foreign exchange depreciation. So these are the few characteristics that is of the L-shaped recovery. We are expecting that in India, we might have the seesaw recovery, which is recovery with up and downs. We will not have the L-shaped recovery, which is most pessimistic scenario, and which is most pessimistic scenario, wherein you are down and then you are not recovering at all. So basically, what we are talking here is that everyone is talking about how the businesses are impacted negatively. What we have to think and what we have to be prepared about is to shift the gears, to be proactive, and to prepare ourselves for the new normal. So that's how I have been telling all my clients, all the audience here as well. Let me
excuse me, madam. Excuse me. Screen is not changing.
yeah, screen is not changing.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Now it's okay.
Yes. So what we were, thank you. So what we were talking about is that we are already into the new normal. We are already into the new normal, and we are making the shift to the quality economy, which is characterized by clean 5 C's, which is characterized by 5 C's, which is clean, connectivity, community, creativity, and conscientious. So what are these 5 C's that we are shifting to? And if we do not shift, we'll be out. The businesses will be out. So we are making the shift. The shift is marked with the quality economy. And the quality economy is characterized by these 5 C's. That is clean. We are more connected. We are more conscientious. We are more we are more conscientious, and we are more community oriented. We become more creative. So these are the 5 C's that the businesses are moving to. And this shift which is happening, if you see, it is happening everywhere. We are clean, so we are getting cleaner. Obviously, we are having heightened response to public health, sustainability, environment solution, connectivity, acceleration towards virtual connectivity and digital transformation, more community. We are reimagining the relationship building at a global and hyper local level. Creativity, we are getting more and more creative in the sense that innovation is happening towards more sustainable, flexible, and profitable solutions. And also the conscience is increasing with the sense that responsibility to balance the fiscal, operational, and organizational decision making is increasing. So this is what right now we are moving towards the new normal, and we have to be changing. The business have to change in every aspect to the new normal with the businesses have entered into. So these are the nine areas in which the businesses should be working. So what we were talking about was that the businesses have shifted to the new normal. All the businesses should be working on the three stages. One is now, one is near next, what immediately needs to be done, and the third one is the future. So these are the 9 things. If you can see here, if you can see, employee health and well-being, talent and workforce, we're going to discuss it. Talent and workforce, customer and brand, financial and investor, the risk, government and public policy, technology and information security, insurance and legal dispute, supply chain and global trade. Now, the businesses have to be resilient, and in each of these columns, in each of these 9 parameters, the businesses should be working in a different manner, in a different, with a different perspective. For example, when we talk about the employee health and well-being, the businesses have to be very concerned about their right now how the it is in fact the immediate that it should be doing is to provide an immediate response to the crisis by protecting staff and optimize cash and cost to withstand a prolonged disruption due to the lockdown. Talent and workforce, the businesses need to the businesses need to sustain their talent and workforce. The businesses need to sustain the talent and workforce. Customer and brand, a lot has changed. The lot has changed, and the way we communicate with our clients, with our customer, has to significantly change into the manner that there has to be a lot more focus on the brand perception, and there has to be a two-way communication loop that needs to be created. And the way we communicate with the customer is going to change. Then financial and investor, there is many changes are happening as far as finance and financials are concerning. Cash is the king right now. So these are the few things that we are going to discuss as far as the cash finance is concerned. So finance is very important. Cash is the king right now, and the businesses should be very concerned about their working cycle, management. What is going out, what is coming in. The financials have to be taken into consideration, that the businesses should not spend too much of cost on the expenses. Also, the businesses have to shift from the fixed cost to variable cost. The businesses should be shifting from fixed cost to variable cost. The risk has to be evaluated from keeping in perspective The risk has to be evaluated, keeping in perspective the situation of COVID-19. So many people, when they speak about COVID-19, and it is termed as a black swan, and so kind of a catastrophic event, and it is compared to globally 2008 crisis and uh, and the global and depression. Lot many when we talk about the risk, there has to be an internal audit consideration that needs to be changed, internal control over financial reporting that needs to be changed. That is, I'm not going to discuss go in detail of all this, just that these points needs to be kept into mind when we are when the businesses are restarting, when they are developing a strategy for their now, next and future. Government and public policy, we're going to see it in next slide, how the government and public policies are changing in COVID-19 times, and how the businesses should be combating with it, and how it can keep pace with the government changing of government policies. And not only that, the government and public policy, there are stimulus packages which is being offered by the government, which should be used by the respective businesses for which it is made. Technology and information security, it is definitely the next, it is not the next thing, it is most important thing which is right now required, that the businesses should move to the digital as much as it is possible. Businesses should be moving to the technology as much as it is possible. They have to create the digital customer channels. It has to, and they have to be very conscious about their cyber security, and whatever segment of the businesses that can be digitized should be digitized. And there has to be a continuous training for the businesses to be go technology driven. Insurance and legal disputes, there are so many legal disputes that are coming up because of COVID, and especially because of the applicability of force majeure that has happened. So one is dealing it with now, and one is planning for the future going forward, how the business are taking care of their disputes, and how the insurances are to be seen. It needs to be seen in a broader perspective. Supply chain and global trade, we have seen that with the global with the supply chain being disrupted badly, especially for the companies from which the material was coming from China. There was a total disruption of the supply chain, as the stimulus package also it talks about the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So what they are trying to make also is to make the supply chain as local centric as possible. It should be having the benefits of the global, it should have the global benefit, however, as centric as possible, so that there are no disruptions going forward. So what we are talking here is basically the 3 points. The 3 is now, next, and future. What we should be doing, what the businesses should be doing now, what it should be, what is going to be the immediate next for the business, and what is beyond. What we saw that in the now, the immediate present, the businesses should secure financial stability. Cash is the king right now. It should try to continue operations as much as possible at whatever level, and protection of employees, very very important for the businesses to be doing now. The immediate next of the business is to fix up the supply chain if it has disrupted. I mean, for the companies whose employees have gone back to their home state, calling them and getting it fixed, restart the production, ensure customer access, and reduce cost short term, obviously, and augmentation of the cash flows, streamlining structure and portfolio footprint. As far as possible, achieving the immediate next for the businesses is achieving the lower and more agile cost base. That's what we discussed, that shifting from the fixed cost base to the variable cost base. Wherever possible, the next action for any businesses should be that they should shift from the fixed cash base to the variable cash base. There has to be an optimization of the supply chain. As we discussed, there should be the mitigation of the geo risk. The immediate future, so we discussed now, we discussed next. The future should be reframing of the future by introduction of more and more digital businesses into the digital into businesses. That's what the businesses should be doing. Businesses have to rethink them, reframe them, and reimagine themselves to be in work again. So these are the 7 points which speaks about the post-COVID world. Shift towards localization. Digital gets a real push. Cash is the business, king for business. Move towards variable cost model. Building sensing and control toward capabilities, supply chain resilience, and building agility. So these are the 7 key factors which any business and every business should keep into consideration while moving out of COVID and into the near future. So what we saw that business during COVID is instead of sitting back, we have to be proactive, and we have to be working towards these 9 things. This is what the community is shifting towards. This is what the businesses are shifting towards, and these are the 7 points that businesses should look like after COVID. And moving to the second part of discussion, we discussed about that lot of policy changes are happening, not only in India but around the world, to mitigate the economic effect of COVID. So there are a lot of changes that policies stimulus is given. There are there are reliefs are given, the payroll taxes are reduced, there are accelerated refunds, the due dates, various due dates are extended, and so a lot of changes are happening in the policy around all over the world. And if you ask me, India is one of the country in which the policy changes are very slow, and however it is happening. So few of the policy changes that we have seen during the tax measure reliefs are that there has been an extension of due dates, various due dates. There has been extension in the reporting deadline for FATCA and CRS. So these are the few due date that has been extended, and there is an acceleration of refund that is happening. And so there is a peculiar situation that arises out of this COVID-19. Now, what is this situation? That a person comes to India and he is not able to go back because of the lockdown restrictions, and he becomes resident of India. And once you become resident, as everyone knows, that taxation principles are based on resident principle, and once you become resident, the whole of the income of the person is taxable, becomes taxable in India. So to avoid this hardship on the people, there was a circular that was issued on 8 May 2020, which relaxes the residential status condition for an individual for year 1920. So we are just discussing a few of the policy changes that has happened because of COVID-19. One of the very interesting change that is good that is important for us to know is that what was happening, that there was a, because of this COVID-19, we all know that a lot of companies have gone into the bank to the level of bankruptcy. A lot of companies have gone to the level of bankruptcy. Now, because of that, their valuations have become very cheap. So this has become alarming all over the world, and in India, it got alarmed when the Central Bank of China acquired 1% stake in HDFC. Now, Central Bank of a country, if it acquires the stake in a bank, it becomes very alarming. So, keeping that state of affairs into mind, the government of India came up with a revision of FDI policy, which was that if a company is coming from China, if a company is coming from China, in that case, the approval from central government is required. So there was an immediate change in the policy of India with regard to FDI, that if the company is coming from China, or for that matter with any country with which India shares land border, in that case the permission is required from the government, then only it can come into India. So there was an immediate restriction for all the acquisition, for all these opportunistic acquisitions that was that the Indian companies were exposed to. So these are the few of the main policy changes that has happened. So what we have discussed till now, we have discussed the business. We discussed about the draft valuers bill. We discussed about the business during COVID-19. What we discussed was that the business has to be resilient. Instead of being reactive, the business should be proactive. The businesses should deal with this pandemic into the three stages. One is now. Three stages are now, next, and future. In the now stage, they should be taking care of three aspects of their business. One is their financial stability, at least securing whatever business can be done. And third is taking care of their employees' stability. Then the next stage is fixing the supply chain, the most important thing. And future of the businesses is to reframe, rethink, and redesign and introduce digital as much as possible. These are the 7 post-COVID things that the businesses should be immediately looking into. Shifting towards localization, digital, cash is the king, move towards variable cost model, building sensing, and supply chain resilience, and building agility. After that, we saw the policy changes that is happening not only in India but all around the world to take care of the changed situation arising out of COVID-19. There has been extensions of the due date. There has been tax relaxation that are being given. There has been there is more of liquidity that is given all over the world into their geographies, and in India also the repo rate is reduced by RBI. So a lot of and there is a stimulus package that is being announced by the government, including the 3 lakh crore of MSME loan that is being proposed, out of which 20% is proposed to be guaranteed by the government. So these type of policy changes are happening. One of the important policy changes that we discussed was the change in the FDI policy of India, that wherever the investment is coming from China, it can only come through the government route, And earlier China was not included. Earlier it was only Bangladesh and Pakistan. Right now, to include China mainly, they have specified it to be countries with which India shares land border. So these are the few things arising and with the changing business scenario. Lot has changed. And the way we have to deal with it is something like that. We have already entered into the new normal, and there is nothing more that is going to change until unless we change. So that's every, and all segments of the businesses have to change, be it from CFO to the peon. Everyone has to be in sync with the workforce, and they have to be working towards getting better business outputs, taking into consideration the present business scenario. Now, moving to the topic, which is